Hello, my name is Iulia Brezeanu, and
I'm Scout Kirkpatrick in Lancaster, California.
Hello, hi, my name is Carrie Stringfellow. I am 5'7". I reside in Riverside, California, but I can be a LA local if necessary.
Hi, I'm Steffee. I live in Highland Park in Los Angeles, California, and I'm 5'10".
Hi, I'm Devin Davis-Lorton. I live in Los Angeles. I'm 5'4". And something about me is no matter what the other person looks like, I always think that I'm scrappy enough to fight them in a fight and win if I have the element of surprise. But I feel like I could win. I've never been in a fight.
What, if any, masculine or feminine characteristics do you feel you attributed to these characters in your performance, and how did that change or enhance the performance? How would it feel to, or inform your approach and performance to switch those attributes or combine them?
So for Tamora, so I wanted to do them like with contrasting physicality, and I tried to go almost like out in terms of my physicality when I was playing Lear, because he's very, like the things he's saying are very wild, and he's talking to the heavens, and for Tamora I went in and I was trying to be like kind of more sly and cunning, because she's a master of manipulation. But I also feel like I don't know, women are taught to be like poised, and men are taught to be kind of brutish. I mean, maybe those are incredibly like generalized, but I guess I think in the physicality informed the Lear performance, because allowing me to channel all that crazy. But I honestly think that bringing it in and bringing it to a more like quiet rage place would be quite interesting, allowing like Tamora to be kind of like out and really kind of paint the picture that she's describing would also be probably really helpful.
again, I went on Google. I looked for it. What's the difference between feminine energy and masculine energy? And I think by now everybody knows that it's not like gender related. It can be like women can show masculine traits, and men can have feminine. I mean, it's sure to be accepted, the fact that men can have feminine energy.
I tried to treat them the same in terms of gender as if they were both me, but there is obviously a tendency to gender the performance as mother and father, and I'm certain that was part of the voice. I'm certain it was part of how I carried myself. But for me personally, I feel that I can exist in a space that straddles the line a little, so it wasn't uncomfortable either way, I suppose.
Where do I see the satire in the two monologues? So I first went to Oxford Dictionary to look up what satire means. Satire, noun, the use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and characterize people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. So I was thinking stupidity and vices. I was like, oh, stupidity. This works so good for like Lear, because
no reason, not the need. Our basest beggars are in the poorest
Things superfluous.
Allow not nature more than nature's needs.
Man's life's as cheap as beasts. Thou art a lady.
If only to go warm were gorgeous, why? Nature needs not what thou gorgeous wearest, but scarcely keeps thee warm.
But for true need, you, heavens, give me that patience I need.
You see me here, you gods, a poor old man, as full of grief as age, wretched in both.
If it be you, stir these daughters' hearts against their father.
Fool me not so much to bear it tamely.
Touch me with noble anger.
Let not woman's weapons, water drops, stain my man's cheeks.
No. You, unnatural hags.
I will have such revenges on you both that all the world shall. I will do such things.
What they are, I know not, but they shall be the terrors of the earth.
Do you think I'll weep? No. I will not weep.
I have full case of weeping, but this heart shall break in 100,000 flaws, or in our weep.
Oh, fool. I shall go mad.
He obviously wasn't thinking it like through. He's splitting the kingdom in two and thinking that he can still be in power. I mean, it wasn't gonna work, right? And I was thinking Tamara vices, because like she has her lover and she has her pride and so on and so on. But I mean,
Have I not reason, think you, to look pale?
These two have enticed me hither to this place.
A barren, detested vale. You see it is.
The trees through summer yet forlorn and lean.
Overcome with moss and baleful mistletoe.
Here never shines the sun. Here nothing breeds unless the nightly owl or fatal raven.
And when they showed me this abhorred pit, they told me, here, at the dead time of the night,
1,000 fiends.
1,000 hissing snakes.
10,000 swelling toads, as many urchins.
Would make such fearful and confused cries as any mortal body hearing it
Would straight fall mad or else die suddenly.
no sooner had they told me this hellish tale, but straight they told me they would bind me here under the body of a dismal ewe and leave me this miserable death.
Was used against me. So I can relate this to my my journey in jiu-jitsu, my jiu-jitsu class. So most of the times I am the only female in class. Like 5 times out of 10.
And then they called me foul adulteress.
a time when my gender was used against me. Where to start? I mean, even just when it comes to accepting sexuality, being a woman in a society that has beauty as a given when it comes to women makes it both difficult to measure up and difficult to even recognize an attraction to women.
Lascivious goth and all the bitterest terms that ever did hear to such effect.
A time when gender was used against me. When wasn't? I'm a woman.
And had you not by wondrous fortune come?
Because I'm confident and in charge of myself.
This vengeance on me they had executed.
Just as a female presenting person, constantly underestimated and sexists don't like me.
Revenge it.
As you love your mother's life, or be ye not henceforth called my children.
In a way, yeah, that's a vice, but both of them, Lear and Tamara, can be guilty of this vice of pride, holding on to power, when, truthfully, they're really, they have no say in the matter, in the position that they are. Tamara, she still has, because she's a queen now.
Talk about a time when your gender was used against you.
Talk not how your gender was used against you, how you can use your gender for your advantage. No. I do identify as non-binary, although it is changing because I've had to kind of constantly identify myself as a woman because I am an actor. So I am constantly going after roles as women, and it's it almost feels like an inconvenience on set to tell everybody that I go by they them, but and I know it should be progressive or whatever, but I'm trying to start my career, and I want, as progressive as I want to be, and I want to be the change. It also I don't want to start unnecessary conversations that don't have to do with the work, and So I feel like, and I've had like negative experiences where people have been like, non-binary isn't part of the trans community, or I don't even know where I would cast you. If you're not a woman, you're not a man. So I feel like my gender is kind of used against me in that sense. And I mean, I'm constantly underestimated.
Yeah, so there's been a couple times actually that my gender's been used against me. One night my partner and I, this was like right before the COVID shutdown happened, right before the pandemic, we went down to a jazz club downtown. They played, like, it was this cool spot. Unfortunately, like, it was a really dope place and I'll never go back there. And we were finishing up our drink. We weren't staying long. We stayed for like 2 drinks. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna go pee before we head out. And I started walking to the bathroom, the women's, because that's what I feel comfortable using mostly in public places unless there is a gender neutral bathroom. And the bouncer followed me. I was the only one who was walking there by myself. Followed me with a flashlight. I'm about to shut the stall door and he kicks open the door and says, get out of there, what are you doing in there? And I said, I was like shocked. I still had the door shut. And I was like, is he talking to me? And I'm like, he has to be talking to me because there's literally no one else in here. It wasn't that busy that night. And I was scared. I was like trembling. I was like, I don't know if I should open the door or just like hide in here and just not respond. And I opened the door. I was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, are you talking to me? And then he was like, oh, sorry. I'm sorry. And I was like, what? You didn't know what? It's like, regardless, it's like you don't follow someone into a restroom based on who you think they are or that they're using the wrong restroom. And it's just like, I literally came back to the table shaking. I didn't even have to say words. She was like, what's wrong? What's going on? And I've never like cried like that, where I just was like, horrible experience to feel invalidated by a total stranger. Ugh, I just get like chills thinking about it. Yeah, another time, it was like recently after top surgery, my friend came over to take some shirtless pics of me on top of we used to live in Echo Park, and we had this dope view at the top of the hill, and I was like, I'd love to take some pictures of me standing tall and just like proud in my new body, with the city backdrop like downtown LA behind me. And so we were up there. It was a quiet afternoon. This car drives by and yells out his window, what the fuck, was that a boy or a girl? Like literally us, just there was 4 of us minding our own business, and just had the audacity to say that out loud. And I'm just like, it just like leaves you shaking. It's like you can't react because you can't give them what you want, but you think you're in LA and you're in a liberal city and you're protected, and yet there are still these people like the bouncer at that jazz club or this guy driving by in Echo Park, and it just shakes you to your core, you know. And it's just like, it takes your breath away for a moment. Yeah.